Just a week ago, the nation witnessed yet another tragic school shooting unfold, this time in Georgia. And there have been 45 school shootings in the U.S. this year alone. It's been a daunting task to find a solution to mass school shootings, but our next guest has made it a top priority to do his part.
He's been very vocal that something has to change. Please help us welcome Oscar-winning actor, author, and activist Matthew McConaughey.
Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You really became outspoken about all of this after the Robb Elementary School shooting in your hometown of Uvalde, Texas.
Yes.
What have you been doing to make sure that schools have the money they need to be safe and making sure they're able to access that money?
Well, a year after Robb Elementary shooting, the Bipartisan Safe Communities Act was passed. Bipartisan, billions of federal dollars going to help safe in schools through hardening and also mental health counseling. What I found out months after that bill was passed is that less than 10% of the schools were even applying for it. And of those 10%, of those few that were applying for it, no one was getting the grants. So we had a major awareness problem in America. People even knew about it. And then those who were aware, most of them were going, my hands are up, it's too complicated. I've gone through the grant applying process before, it never worked. It's 50 pages, I don't have time, I'm a superintendent, I'm teaching, I'm running the district, I'm driving the school bus, I'm coaching. I don't have the time or the expertise. So we had an awareness problem, and then we had a expertise and time problem. We started the Greenlights Grant initiative to help the highest risk schools and the lowest capacity schools get a grant that can define the need for their school to these government agencies. Because the government agencies, they want to spend the money. The billions of dollars, the government wants to spend it. They have to have proof of concept of the need, and that's done through a grant writing process. We have grant writers that have written for 225 schools. We have training that we've done for 2,000 schools, and we have a community of over 20,000 schools that we have webinars and stuff to teach them how to write a competitive grant so they can get that money.
You're getting the work, John. We mentioned that school shooting in Georgia at the top of the segment. That school had just distributed safety buttons to teachers that some are saying helped save lives and alert authorities right away. Is that something that would be funded under your initiative?
Would what be funded?
That the buttons allowed at the schools that have been installed.
So that's part of the, that's probably one of the bills of the safer, to have you physically harden the school. So there's things from bulletproof glass, there's things from fencing, there's a threat assessment, there is panic buttons, things like that. There is
similar to the ones that you see in banks.
I believe so. Yeah. So there's that's one bucket is the hardening of the school, and the other bucket is the mental health counseling. We crossed schools that had one mental health counselor per 3,000 students. The average is one counselor per 750 students in America.
Wow.
In these schools. That math doesn't add up with all the problems that we have. So it's both buckets, and I suppose that one would have probably been under that bucket of the actual safening of the school physically.
I mean, when you just hear all of the stuff that you're talking about that they're having to deal with, it just seems like a lot of red tape that doesn't make a lot of sense. Is there a way to make it simpler?
There is a way to make it simpler. And look, the main thing that we can do right now, because we have a lot of momentum, and the return on investment is very, very good right now. We spent $41,000 on a grant writer for this district in Missouri. They got granted $1.18 million of this grant money to safen their schools. We got more test cases like that. We keep the momentum going. It allows us to let the lawmakers know, hey, the need is there. They know the need's there, but here's the other thing. It's a competition. It is a competition. Say that's wrong, say that's right. Who cares? That's what it is. And the government needs us to compete. So we have to, as teachers, as parents, as superintendents, say, we're going to hustle. We're going to compete. We're going to show you that we need to safen our schools. We're going to show you that we need that money to have our kids be safer in our schools. And if the government wants to hear that, and they do hear that, they'll refund these things come 2026, because that's when this money runs out. And if we don't spend all the money, we don't get them to spend the money, that money's going to go elsewhere, and we'll be looking back kind of with some regrets as a nation.
I'd like to switch gears and talk about your memoir. It's coming out in paperback.
Yes.
You describe life as a riddle that you're trying to solve.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
Trying to.
So I'm curious, have you solved it?
Hell no. That's part of the riddle. It's always going to be a mystery. That's something I've shaken hands with, and I think all of us in some form can shake hands with. We're never going to figure this thing called life out. But if we keep trying, we do get more out of it, out of life. You know, it's like my favorite word's unanimous. I'm never getting unanimous. It's not going to happen. But if I keep chasing it, and if I keep trying to be a perfectionist on things that I feel like I'm really good at, I'm never going to hit the mark. But the longer I try, I think I'll have climbed more stairs vertically by the end of my life than I would have if I wouldn't have tried to get it.
Also, you were like at the U.S. Open. You went to a Longhorns game.
I was in Ann Arbor at the Big House. See my Longhorns go in there and take care of business, which we did against the Wolverines. And then the next day I came in there and went to the men's final. Got to hit some tennis balls with Nick Kyrgios the morning before on Arthur Ashe court. That was so cool.
That's pretty
And then I went to the men's final.
So is sports like your happy place?
Well, tennis is my new hobby. I'll tell you that.
Are you good?
That's a horrible backhand, but I think that one actually went in. Everybody, I found tennis 3 years ago. It's my new hobby. I don't know if I'll ever jog another mile again in my life now that I found it. But sports in general. I went to the University of Texas. I know a lot of the staff, and I know the young men there and the coaches, and I've been a part of that university since 1989.
Well, guess what? We got something for you.
What you got?
Let's bring it out.
What you got?
A little treat just for you, and I think you're gonna like it too.
It's coming out from back this side.
No, that side.
Oh yeah. Oh, GMA3
GMA3
Come on now.
hat.
7 5/8. That is the size.
Look at old Texas boy.
Come on now.
He said, "Come on now."
There it is.
Matthew McConaughey, thank you so much for stopping
What a
by
treat
and
for
for
us.
all that you're doing. As a parent of a child in school, we do appreciate
Well,
it.
all hands on deck, everybody. We need to hustle. Every parent, teacher, superintendent. If you're a grant writer out there or a university, go to greenlightgrantinitiative.org and please help. We got to hustle.
And a reminder that your book, Greenlights, is available everywhere books are sold. You can scan that QR code right there on the screen to order your copy.
One more time for Matthew McConaughey, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.